Frank Chong, as well as Mayor Ken Sim. So after these remarks, there will be a Q&A. We're asking media to keep things to one question and one follow-up. If you are interested in asking a question, please be sure to keep it on topic, direct to either Board Chair Frank Chong or to Mayor Sim. So we'll be getting started in approximately 1 minute. And sorry, if you are interested in making asking a question, please step up to the microphone and queue behind there, and we will get started momentarily. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us today. My name is Frank Chong, and I serve as the chair of the Vancouver Police Board. On behalf of the Vancouver Police Board, I'm excited to announce the appointment of the new Chief Constable, marking the beginning of a new chapter in the leadership at the Vancouver Police Department. Following an extensive and rigorous search process, one that involved consultation with a broad range of community stakeholders, subject matter experts in policing, and internal partners, the board has reached a decision that reflects our high expectations and unwavering commitment to the future of policing in Vancouver. It is with great pride that I announce the appointment of interim Chief Steve Rye as the 32nd Chief Constable of the Vancouver Police Department, effective today. Before I speak further about this appointment, I would like to take a few moments to outline the efforts undertaken by the board over the last several months. The Vancouver Police Board's vision for the future of policing is clear: a police service that is accountable, equitable, transparent, and trusted by all members of the community. We sought a leader who could bring the vision to life, someone whose leadership is grounded in respect, informed by data, compassion, and dedicated to advancing safety, justice, and the well-being of all communities. In January, following the approval of the search committee's terms of reference, the board appointed 3 directors to form a committee. These directors were tasked with leading the process, including development of timelines, procedures, and overall logistics. To support this important endeavor, the board retained PFM Executive Search, a highly respected firm with a proven track record in executive recruitment. The search committee then identified the key priorities and competencies required for this critical role. The committee sought candidates with extensive operational, investigative, and leadership experience, ideally gained across diverse divisions similar to those within the VPD. In particular, the committee prioritized individuals who have successfully led through organizational change and demonstrated a proven ability to collaborate with multiple levels of government. An outreach strategy was subsequently developed to guide engagement with partner organizations and stakeholders in the search for a leader capable of fostering trust with our city's diverse communities. A detailed position profile was created for the Chief Constable role, alongside with opportunities for the internal engagement and input through written submissions and interviews. To ensure the process was fair, open, and transparent, a public posting of the position was made on several relevant platforms, including the BC Association Chiefs of Police, the BC Association Municipal Chiefs of Police, the Canadian Association Chiefs of Police, Canadian Association Police Governance, PFM Executive Search Careers website, as well as other social media platforms. And upon our direction, PFM Executive Search conducted a proactive national search with outreach to police leadership in all appropriate policing agencies. Stakeholder outreach was conducted by the search firm and included, amongst others, Indigenous partners, including the Musqueam and Tsleil-Waututh Nations, health authorities, labor unions, community policing centers, former chief, additional community organizations, and individual stakeholders. Feedback from both internal and external stakeholders was collected and reviewed by the search committee as part of the deliberations. And throughout the process, the board has kept informed of developments through the regular updates of the search committee. A long list and then a short list of candidates were developed over the following months. The first round of interviews was conducted by the search committee, and a subsequent reference check was completed on each of the final candidates. The final stage of the process involved a joint meeting between the board and the search firm to finalize the interview protocol and review final candidates. This morning, the board met with the final candidates, each of whom gave a presentation and answered detailed questions posed by the board. And following a thorough and deliberate caucus, the board reached a decision to appoint Interim Chief Steve Rye as the new Chief Constable of the Vancouver Police Department. This has been a very demanding and comprehensive process, and I want to express my sincere appreciation to my fellow board members and the many stakeholders who contributed their insights, whether by phone, written correspondence, or in person. Their time and perspectives were invaluable. A special thanks to the VPD team members that kept this organization operational and moving forward during a challenging transitional period. And thanks to Shalina Ismail, Jennifer Madden of PFM Executive Support Services for their support and advice through this search. As we look forward, we are confident that Chief Rye will continue to foster trust within the community, strengthen relationships, and lead the department with vision, integrity, and courage. The board remains committed to supporting Chief Rye as he assumes his new role. We recognize that that the strength of our city resides in its people, and that is why we ask for your continued support, your voices, and your engagement as we embark on this new chapter in the leadership of the VPD. Together, we can help shape a safer and more just Vancouver. And on behalf of the Vancouver Police Board, we wish to congratulate Chief Rye as the 32nd Chief Constable of the Vancouver Police Department. I would like to now invite Mayor Ken Sim, the Search Committee Chair, to speak on the qualities and core competencies that Chief Rye brings to this role.
Thanks, Frank. Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry, it's a pretty exciting day in the city of Vancouver today. Now, before I do get started, I do want to acknowledge a whole host of individuals. First of all, I do want to acknowledge that we're hosting today's press conference on the unceded territories of the Musqueam, the Squamish, and the Tsleil-Waututh First Nations. And I do want to thank them for their generosity and their hospitality and the love and care they show this land that we get to live, work, and play on. I also want to thank and acknowledge my colleagues on the Vancouver Police Board, not only just the board or not just the search committee, but the entire board. There was a lot of thought, effort, and heart that went into this process, and it's been a pleasure, you know, rolling up our sleeves and working together on this. And I want to thank our councillors. And I see three in the room, unless there's someone else hiding here, but councillors Klassen, Joe, and Meisner. These are my partners. And I can tell you that, you know, when you go back to the search, there were a lot of long nights, hard hours, a lot of due diligence that was involved here. And that would not be possible if we didn't have partners in that chamber who were picking up the slack and making sure that the city runs. So I want to thank you as well. Okay, today marks an incredibly important milestone in the future of public safety in our city. As Frank mentioned, and I can say, I think on behalf of all of us, actually, I know I can say on behalf of all of us, we're incredibly proud to announce Chief Steve Rye as the 32nd Chief Constable of the Vancouver Police Department. Now, as Frank alluded to it earlier, this this process, this decision was not taken lightly. As mayor and the chair of the search committee for the Vancouver Police Board, we made it a top priority to ensure that we selected the right leader to guide the VPD, not just through today, but into the future. And as an aside, I know Chief Rye was acting interim chief, first day on the job. You know, it's an incredibly challenging job for all of our members, and Chief Rye was the acting chief on the first day where the incredibly horrific Lapu Lapu incident happened. So I just want to, I want people to realize that we did not take this process lightly. We were looking for a leader who can really jump in, and I'll allude to that a little earlier. And, you know, well done on, you know, first day on the job. Absolutely incredible. But you know, like I said, we're looking for a leader with deep operational experience, sound judgment, and the trust of not just the community, but the department as well. And we did find that leader in Steve Rye. Now, Steve's story is a powerful reflection of our city that's diverse, driven, and rooted in service. Now, Steve was born in Moga, is it? Moga, Punjab, and he is a local kid though too. He was raised here. He grew up here as a small kid, and Steve chose to give back to the community that shaped him. Steve started his career as a frontline patrol officer in Vancouver's East Side and has a stellar career to date. Now, I'm going to have to read off these notes here because there's a lot of things going on here. Steve has been a hostage negotiator, a forensic interviewer, a critical incident stress management team member, the Davie Street Community Policing Officer, a field trainer, a patrol supervisor, a citywide operational duty officer, and a public order commander. Now, during his career, Chief Rye also led public order operations during a multitude of major citywide events, including the Occupy movement, the 2010 Winter Olympics, and the 2011 Stanley Cup riots, where his leadership helped restore downtown Vancouver in quick order. Now, in addition to his incredibly strong operational experience, Chief Rye has led key VPD business areas, including the inspector in charge of human resources, the training and recruiting section, the executive officer to the chief constable, the superintendent overseeing personnel services, and the deputy chief of support services division, including finance, risk management, technology, legal, facilities, fleet, information management, and strategic planning. Now, through these recruiting strategies, Chief Rye has led to the hiring of the majority of current sworn and civilian VPD members. He's led the implementation of leading-edge cultural competency and de-escalation training, a comprehensive employee wellness and support program, and technological advancements and efficiencies at the VPD. Suffice it to say, Chief Rye is a dedicated officer, a bridge builder, and someone who deeply understands what it means to serve and protect Vancouverites. Now, it's no surprise that Chief Rye embodies dedication and service when you reflect on his family's journey. When the Rye family came to Canada, Steve's father, Gerdal, took on a number of jobs to support the family. And he eventually found work as a building services team member with, guess what, the VPD. The very same organization where his son would one day, today, become the chief. Sorry, I just get goosebumps when I think about that. It's pretty amazing. So Steve and his brother Roger, we'll talk about him in a sec, grew up hearing stories about police officers, and wouldn't you know it, they both joined the VPD. And in fact, Roger served the city or the VPD for 29 years, which I think is pretty cool as well. And but enough about Roger. Chief Rye's story is, I can only imagine how your mom and dad must feel. Like, it's pretty awesome. And I'm sorry, I feel sorry for Roger. I'm sure he's a great guy, but you know what? He must be the favorite son now. Sorry, I'm just immigrant families, come on. We kind of know it there. I'm sure he's awesome. Okay, as as the son of an immigrant family myself, let me just say I'm incredibly inspired, and I'm super proud of your story. And it speaks to what's possible, you know, when you bring talent and, you know, perseverance, and, you know, you have an organization that's a merit-based organization. Anything is possible, and we are seeing that today. Now, make no mistake about it, the chief has the full confidence of myself and the entire police board. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention, the entire police board would be here today, but they had other commitments, including representation at a concurrent event at the Vancouver Police Foundation and other events. But they are all here in spirit, and they're super proud of what happened here today. So, look, I know I speak for all of them when I say Chief Rye is the right person to lead the VPD today and into the future. And so I'll do a couple more thank yous here on behalf of you know, the entire board. I'd like to take a moment to thank everyone who participated in the selection process. Your insight, your experience, and your dedication was incredibly invaluable. And also, I'd like to acknowledge and thank all the candidates that put their names in the hat. Your willingness to step up and serve speaks volumes of your commitment to our city and to public safety. And to finally, to Chief Stephen Rye. Can I call you Stephen or Steve?
Stephen.
Stephen, that sounds a little more formal. I'll call you Steve. Steve Rye, Chief. Congrats.
Thank you.
Super proud. You know what? This is a good day in the city of Vancouver, and you earned every moment of this. And forget myself being the mayor of Vancouver. As a resident of the city of Vancouver, I feel incredibly proud and incredibly safe. And I know our city and all of our residents are in incredibly good hands with you and your team. So,
Thank you.
I think we wanted to.
Okay.
If you have questions for the mayor or Chief Rye, please come to the microphone.
I was going to say.
Oh, sorry.
You have to say a few words,
My apologies.
but should we?
Sure. Want to do that first?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know how we're not really going to put them on.
Nope.
There you go.
Let me take a photo. Maybe
Yeah.
take a photo right there.
Other way? Just want to get this right.
You guys might want to step up faces.
That's right. Thanks. Good afternoon, everyone. Let me begin by first thanking Mayor Ken Sim and Vancouver Police Board Chair Frank Chong and all of the board, and Ms. Lorraine Lowe, one of our leaders on the police board. Thank you. Thank you for your trust and confidence in appointing me as the Chief Constable of Canada's best police department. I also want to acknowledge Deputy Chiefs Howard Chow and Fiona Wilson, who are here next to us. Their ongoing support and friendship has been instrumental in the success of the VPD. Our senior leadership team, many of them are at that other event. You couldn't run Canada's best police department without a great senior leadership team, great frontline supervisors, and of course, great officers. So thank you to them. I want to especially thank former Chief Adam Palmer. So Adam left 10 years of exceptional leadership. He left a great legacy behind He left a legacy of innovation, of succession, and just an overall legacy of excellence. So they're really tough shoes to fill, but as a team, we're going to do it. And so I want to thank him especially. So we live in a world-class city. It is and it will continue to be one of the best places to live and raise a family. Our department is committed to all of the neighborhoods that make up our greater community. This is a city I proudly grew up in and I care deeply about. Our officers, I would like to acknowledge all of our frontline police officers, our investigators, our civilian professionals. A great police department is only made great because of its people. Everyone that makes up our police department, they are committed, they are dedicated, they are conscientious, and they're great officers that help our city grow as it grows. It will be a priority for me and our leadership team to ensure that we continue to hire the best people for Vancouver. They're going to come and will continue to come from all backgrounds for the Vancouver Police Department. It will be my job to ensure that our officers will receive the best training, the best equipment, and be fully supported because they take care of our city and we're going to take care of our officers. We will continue to strengthen our relationships with Indigenous communities and deepen our commitment to reconciliation. Vancouver is made up of people from all over the world with different customs and experiences. And I'm a product of that. So is Ken, so is many of the people up here and in the audience. And we are going to continue to ensure that our policing services are accessible to everyone from all cultures. We will be culturally inclusive to ensure public trust and confidence remains paramount. I want to acknowledge our policing partners, in particular the BC RCMP E-Division. Public safety will continue to be successful in our communities because of these partnerships. Finally, I want to thank my family for their support, in particular my parents who came to this great country as 18-year-olds and made a go of it. Thank you.
Okay, and now we will have a Q&A. If you have a question for Chief Rye or Mayor Sim, please come up to the microphone, state your name and your outlet, and be sure to direct your question toward, state who you're directing your question towards, and we will only allow for one question and one follow-up. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Congratulations. Chief Rye, this question is for you. Just first off, your name. Travis Prasad, Global News. How would you characterize your approach to policing?
Collaborative, inclusive, but decisive, and happy to have a conversation, listen, adjust where we need to for all of our communities, all of our internal staff. At the end of the day, somebody has to own the decision, but the decision would be owned after listening to all sides.
One of the criticisms we've heard is that you don't necessarily have a progressive view of policing. Is that something you feel as though you need to dispel, and is there any accuracy to that?
Well, I don't know where you would get that from. We are one of the most innovative police departments in the country. As the mayor mentioned, I oversee all of our innovation on technology. We are the most diverse top 4 in the country on gender and languages, and I was in charge of all that area to do with who we hire and bring in to make up the Vancouver Police Department. We have one of the highest numbers of diversity in our supervision and management ranks, and I oversee the promotional processes. So, no, I wouldn't agree with your comment.
Thank you.
Mike Hall, business in Vancouver. Chief, I had a lot of questions, but I only get 2. What do you see as your biggest challenge going forward?
There's a couple of, we are a very young police department. Our frontline officers are essentially your kids, and we have to ensure that they're fully supported on training and behind-the-scenes support in order for them to serve this community. So that's one of the biggest challenges. You saw what happened at the Lapu-Lapu tragedy. The first officers on scene were 25 years old. And so we're going to support them, make sure they grow as leaders into the organization and one day be standing up here. The second challenge is resourcing. So it's a competitive world for good applicants and recruits, and we're going to continue to attract the best. And the third is we're going to come to our best friend, Mayor Sim, and ensure that he gets the full picture of how this city is growing and policing is growing with it. And we're looking for support from all stakeholders in the city to ensure we're well set up to keep growing and keep innovating.
Maybe a follow to Frank. I'm just curious how long the contract is for.
Yeah, that's currently underway. That the contract negotiations are in process right now, and we'll be able to finalize those contract details in the coming days.
Okay, and so will that involve there's a shuffling of jobs here with Deputy Wilson going to Victoria. Just take me through how deputy chiefs will be chosen. Is that up to Chief Fry, or is that up to the board? Or?
Yeah, ultimately that is a chief's responsibilities, but one of the unique aspects of the Vancouver Police Department and the Vancouver Police Board is that the Vancouver Police Board does have input into the selection of the deputy roles. And we have been in conversations with Chief Fry with regards to how, he sees the overall sort of senior leadership team, and so we will have to have further conversations as we progress over the coming weeks and months.
Hi, Amelia John with CBC News. My question is for Chief Fry, and if the mayor could weigh in as well. Just wondering if you could comment on the arrest of Randall Hopley today by Vancouver Police.
Yes, sure. From my understanding, just at this late hour, he breached his conditions shortly after being released, and we rearrested him, and he's back in custody.
I mean, the premier basically gave you guys props and said, good on you for being on top of this.
Absolutely. So our investigative leaders did a great job. They tracked it, and as we track all this, and they were on it right away when he breached.
Yeah, maybe I'll make a more of a 30,000 foot level comment here. I think it is disturbing. In this week alone, we've had multiple incidents of individuals getting released on bail or coming up for bail or breaching bail conditions. And we're talking about, individuals that pose a high risk of reoffending. And so we are incredibly proud of what we do at the VPD into reacting to these situations. But it's almost a waste of time if these individuals keep getting released. And unfortunately, the City of Vancouver has absolutely no jurisdiction at addressing that root cause. And so we're calling on, Attorney General Nikki Sharma to explain, look, just what's going on here and what are the solutions here? What are they going to do about it? I think that's the first step.
Mike Hager, Globe and Mail. Congratulations, Chief. I was hoping the committee could maybe explain how many final candidates there were, and were there any international candidates, or was it just nationally sourced candidates, and how many made the pitch this morning? Oh, sorry, and then the Chief, I gather there was a bit of a rivalry for the spot from you and Deputy Chow. How did that go, and maybe speak about your relationship?
Okay, what I can tell you, we had a pretty comprehensive process. We hired a firm, PFM, and they cast out a net. And by the way, they are experts when it comes to police chiefs searches. And so, the net was cast. All the credible individuals that they thought could fill that role were contacted in one shape or form. And, the process, we kept on, there were a bunch of interviews, we shortlisted, and, I'll let the chief speak to it a little more, but we had a pretty rigorous process, and we're incredibly excited about having Chief Rye as the 32nd Chief Constable of the VPD.
One of the features around our efforts to reach out to various policing agencies was that PFM that specializes in policing agencies was able to reach out to various candidates across the country. And one thing that the PFM team has advised us on a couple occasions is that the talent within Canada is actually very small in terms of the tier one talent, because you're looking at the major cities within Canada, and then also a talent pool that has a broad range of experience within policing senior leadership. And so it was a very, very difficult task, but overall we had a very good shortlist of a number that is less than 10 in terms of the actual talent pool that could actually compete in this particular competition.
So Howard and I, there's no rivalry. We're very good friends. I think a lot of people know that, and we supported each other through the process. And he's going to continue to be a great leader, which he has been. Adam Palmer, who I mentioned before, also a part of that team. He promoted both of us and supported the entire leadership team. We have about 32 senior leaders. And I don't know, Howard, are you mad at me?
Let me jump in and say something if I can. And Mike, no, there's no rivalry. I'll tell you that I think it's an excellent choice for this city, for this department. And myself and the executive team will continue to support Steve. I think we've got deep respect for him in terms of what the work he's done, how he's led. A lot of what he's done has been behind the scenes. And when you're behind the scenes, you're not as noticeable in some of the areas that both Fiona and I generally are in front of the cameras and talking on issues. But I can tell you that we're in a good position, good spot in the city on public safety with Steve at the helm. So thanks for the question.
Thank you. You shouted out your predecessor. My colleagues at CTV since November 2023 have been fighting to get his emails regarding the last municipal election, and Mayor Sim, they've been stymied by the FOI department. Would you commit now to releasing your emails through the proper FOI channels?
Yeah, if you've FOI'd our department?
Colleagues at CTV
Okay,
have been
yeah.
fighting since
So-
November 2023.
I can tell you we have an excellent, robust FOI team. They follow the guidelines, FOIPA, to the letter. If there's an issue there, happy to take it offline, follow it up. It's the first I'm hearing of that, an issue with that, but happy to look at it. But we follow it to the T. We're obligated under law.
And that concludes today's press conference. Thank you, everyone, for coming by.